rapper and Vic Mensa.
Yep.
And then
Shout out to Chicago.
yeah, Chicago putting it on.
Yep.
And we're going to be looking at land. We're going to be touring different properties to show us what our money could buy. We're going to be just going to different places, and we're not going to the Elamina Castle, Slave Castle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's a different trip. I'm on vacation. Hopefully, y'all are coming on vacation with us. We don't want to tour the slave castles.
We're more than that.
We don't want to
more
go
than
to the
just-
slums
Yeah.
and see people doing bad. We know what that looks like.
Mm.
Take us to where people are prospering, doing good, where the family is intact. Come on.
You, as before you became a travel agent,
Yeah.
like you had said, you had traveled. How many countries have you been to?
I say like probably 10 or more.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You've been to 10, right?
It's not a competition.
Listen,
Just
man.
say it's more than 5.
Okay.
You know, I love that you guys are going to Ghana. We hear Ghana a lot when it comes to going back home. Have you considered any East African travel?
I have.
Mm.
I am just choosing Ghana on this trip. This will be the first time I've gone to West Africa.
Oh, first time.
First time.
Okay.
But
Shout out to West Africa, by the way.
Ghana has done an excellent job at rebranding itself. You
Exactly,
have the
yeah.
door of no
Mhm.
return, the door of no return, and they have the call to action to get all the diasporans. 400 years, later, we have, this kind of festival and all this and all that, and Louis Farrakhan has kind of created a pipeline, if you will. And because of Ghana's role in the slave trade, they are offering Black Americans free visa and 7 acres of land to repatriate. So Ghana has done an excellent job at rebranding itself. Audri's Getaway Travel is just trying to do our part to facilitate a new experience, if you will.
I commend Ghana and a lot of the West African countries for their marketing campaign and reaching out to people from the diaspora. I talk to him all the time. I think East Africa, we have a lot to offer as well, but our governments don't do a good job of letting our brothers and sisters here know that there is place for you here as well. For example, I come from South Sudan. We have one of the largest land masses.
Right,
You
the
know,
youngest country.
The youngest country, right?
Yeah.
We have so much land. We have more land than we know what to do with. Clearly, we have our own issues going on right now, but eventually I would like our governments in East Africa to also see the value of telling our brothers and sisters here that we do have a place for you. Because I feel like everybody goes to Ghana. I love Ghana, but I think that
I want
Africa
to
in
push
general-
back a little bit, Max, and let's say Rwanda is doing an excellent job in
you're right,
telling
yep.
people that there's space here.
Good leadership.
Excellent leadership,
Yep.
especially after the war.
Yeah.
Like, East Africa's putting on.
Yeah.
Yeah, East Africa's
trying
putting
to,
on.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're trying to,
Rwanda's excellent.
We need more of
Excellent.
those. We need
Yeah,
more
yeah,
of those.
Awesome. I, for one, also have been paying attention to what Ghana, Sierra Leone is part of that as well. The
Okay.
Sierra Leonean president has offered the diasporans to come back and not only just citizenship after, whatever you can. And let me get this also clear as well to those that are watching and listening. The repatriation program for Ghana, Sierra Leone, the other African countries that I might not name that are doing it, it's not just, hey, arriving and then just getting, citizenship. You have to be offering something. Just like to be a guest on our show, you have to offer something. And
You
so,
gotta be one of the best and brightest out there.
right. And so, a business, program, organization, right? Sure, if you just want to just go back and live, I'm sure there's a way to do that. But also, you need to ask yourself, what are you contributing to that economy that is either at that stage where they're doing well or they're trying to get to that point. And so, if you're just going there and then you're just going to, get on Facebook and ask for money from your family and friends back home, they don't need that. And no African or Caribbean country needs that. You know, African countries, they need people that are the builders, the movers and the shakers. You know, again, if you want a leisure, please, you know, don't feel discouraged, but don't be one of those people that go back to Africa without a plan. And again, I was at one time that person. And so I can speak from experience, you know, get some skills, get some, you know, other things going on for yourself, and then pick the right country that you want to live in, have a plan, and then please go back. Speaking of East Africa, I see there's something on your wrist.
Yeah, it's a Kenyan bracelet.
So you said that West Africa, this upcoming 2023, will be your first time in West Africa. Looks like you've been to East Africa at least once.
I have.
And where'd you go in East Africa?
I went to Kenya, Sasa Habari Yako, to all my Kenyans.
Yeah. What kind of time did you have in Kenya? Too far for it.
I had an amazing time. I think Kenya is super dope.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you don't have to overcome a language barrier because it's an English-speaking country.
Woo!
So that's like already off rip for all the people that are looking to travel.
Yeah.
You're able to navigate a little bit more easily because you don't have a language barrier. I think it being a coastal city, they're used to having certain foreigners there, so there's no kind of animosity about, you know, you being from the West. Actually, when I landed, people were welcoming me back home. They were like, welcome back.
Wow. Repeat that one more time.
People were welcoming me back home. When I got to Nairobi, they were like, welcome back. They could tell that I had been gone for a minute, but they were like, welcome back.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was no animosity, y'all. It wasn't no shade, wasn't no set tripping. It was love.
That's
it was
very
love.
important.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because there's this whole illusion that Africans hate African Americans and we're not accepting of you guys, and there's some kind of like tension.
Yes.
But I tell people it's actually the very opposite. It's very welcoming. You guys is like a long lost family member that's finally back home.
Okay.
You know.
So who has more animosity, Black people or Africans going back?
That is so.
Don't get me started.
That is so gaslighting.
Yeah.
Y'all, we could actually build Wakanda. It doesn't have to be some shit we watch on television.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a real life thing. We got Democratic Republic of Congo, where all of the stuff in our cell phones comes from. We got the vibranium could represent so much natural resources in Africa. And so we can rebuild that one friendship at a time.
Yeah.
So we have to put the colonized mentality that a lot of us are descendants of away and put forth our African mind first.
You wow, man, you said a lot. This is awesome. You talked about like going back home, right?
Yeah.
Repatriating is what you talked about, but you know, first I encourage people to always just travel first. Since you're a travel agency, when does that occur? Do you just travel? Well, like if I call or go online, how exactly does the process go? Are you constantly traveling with travel groups?
No, I'm not. I'm not constantly traveling. We have a group trip January 4th through the 8th coming up. That is going to be our...
Of 2023.
2023. That is going to... Thank you. That is going to be our most recent trip. We'll have more trips coming up after that. We're really trying to line up with the edutainment kind of vibe to kind of get the masses interested. Like I said, Chance the Rapper is hosting it, and we are doing, like, I don't want to say super luxe, but we're doing premium status for traveling.
That's amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear.
It's important to hear because when people associate Africa and
A humanitarian
Yes.
aid trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, because we not doing service trip.
Yeah.
No shade.
No shade, but it's not
Yeah.
what we're doing.
But that's
We're
not
not.
what you're doing, right?
Right.
There are groups for that.
Correct.
But
I
you're
do service trips.
Yeah.
If that's your lane.
Right.
But this specific trip, January 4th through the 8th, 2023,
Yeah.
is premium status.
Can I ask you a question? Like, why do you feel like that it's important that Black people see themselves in upper echelon and affluence? Why do you
It's
feel
so important.
Why do you feel that way?
Because I want us as a collective to dream free.
Whew.
I want us to dream free. So, because of colonization, even our thoughts are chained.
Mm.
So, 40,000 in America might be poverty status here. 40K in U.S. dollars in another country, time zone, in another like financial district is something totally different.
Mm.
Like 40K is getting you some land, a home, and a nanny.
And
Wow.
Imagine here in America, 40K can't even get you on a date these days.
Matt, can we think
I gotta
bigger?
speak for my brothers, man.
But we laugh. But to be honest, like at the end of the day, right? Like you talked about, like 40K will get you land, a house, and all that. And what you're alluding to is family, right? In order for a man to start a family, he has to meet somebody. In the States, a lot of brothers, more than we think, are financially struggling to even approach that Rihanna, that Lupita Nyong'o, right? Like,
Okay.
you understand what I'm saying,
I know,
right?
I feel you.
That Bree Miles, by the way, Bree Miles, whenever you see this man, hey, we throw events. We'd love to have you and appear at one of our events, But
People shooting shots on the show.
we're business minded here.
Okay.
Luxury, right?
Okay.
Affluence, right?
Premium
Luxury
status,
lifestyle.
y'all. Premium status.
Okay, so how do I get in contact? How does that process work? I reach out, email, social media,
Yes.
website?
You can find us on Audri's Getaway Travel on Instagram and on Facebook. You can send me a DM. We can email me at audriesgetawaytravel@gmail.com. Let me know. We have 20 spots available for the Ghana trip coming up in January 2023. And once they're gone, they're gone. We're not going to do over 20 because I want everybody to get a personal in-person kind of experience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you want to make it personified to that individual.
Yeah, I want it. It's not like a number. This is curated
To you,
vibes
like
to
that.
each person. We're making sure that you can see yourself reflected in the trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no showing up at the door.
No showing up at the door.
Unannounced?
Yeah.
We're trying to get everybody on the same flight. It's a family. It's
a family affair.
It's truly a family affair.
Let's get it crack up on.
1 second.
So before we end, I gotta ask you this.
Sure.
The name of your business is Audri's Getaway
Travel.
Travel.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So what are you trying to get away from?
I have so much. How much time you have? I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to elevate my mind. I'm trying to free my own dreams. Like I'm trying to dream uncolonized. Like this is hard.
That's dreams.
If I say the word purple to you, you instantly have an image of what purple is. But what if purple is really pink? But because I hope it communicates on camera. But when the enslaved people in America were first learning how to read, it was a process where there was a lot of emotions coming up because they had words for feelings now, and so they were like, they felt overwhelmed. I'm trying to teach and lead by example because we do a lot of this in the community.
Facts, yeah.
I'm not trying to be like that, and I'm trying to lead by example, but I have to uncolonize my own thoughts in order to give it to the people. And I'm not at where I'm trying to be. I'm not at the end all be all, I'm trying to say, hey, there's a light over here. Hey, like, let's experience it.
Yeah.
But too many people shine a light over here. The light, they stamp it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you gotta, like, low key, high key, like, communicate and speak in code.
I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You know, I think the ultimate message is to get the ultimate goal is to get the message to our people.
Right.
And we know how to talk to our people best. Even when I travel, I look at black vloggers that have traveled these places.
Right.
I do my research. So I kind of wish I would have knew that you had an agency.
Oh,
I mean, I've been traveling for a while, but
yeah.
I've been noticing the growth of black travel, number one, first and
Okay.
foremost.
Yeah.
And I tell him all the time, you know, once you travel, you're never the same. You never come back as the same person.
Yeah.
Whatever you thought about Africa before you went,
Right.
it'll change your life forever, you know?
Yeah. I think about when I first went to Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
When I traveled, I went from Eppley to JFK, JFK to Lisbon, Lisbon to Casablanca. That was just by flight. Then once I got to Casablanca, I had to get on the train. The train is not translated into 5-6 languages.
Mm-hmm.
It's only in Arabic.
Yeah.
So literally, I am traveling off of my ancestors' good grace.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ashe.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't speak the language. I'm literally tapping somebody next to me. Is this Fez?
Mm-hmm.
Is this
Marrakesh.
what?
Yeah.
And they would just shake their head.
Yeah.
And so I'm staying on the train.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally traveling off of the good karma that my ancestors had built up.
Ashe.
Man,
Yeah,
do you
that's
know
real.
what that's like?
I'm sure, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't buy your way into that.
No,
There ain't no credit card you can put down.
nah.
People just gotta feel your vibe and be
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't mess with her, or oh yeah, I rock with her.
Yeah.
This reminds me of something, man. But one, we need like a part 2 and part 3.
Right.
But you brought up like being lost while you're traveling or feeling like you're
Absolutely.
lost, right?
Absolutely.
I went back. A lot of you might not know this. My family knows this. I went back in 2012, my first time since being in America, and my connecting flight.
Back where?
I went back to Kenya.
Okay.
For those that know from season 1, I have my father who raised me, who married my mom, and who's raised an awesome young man, as you can see. But you know, my biological dad, he's still back in Kisumu, Kenya. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm a Kenyan like you, right? I
Yeah.
guess you got that right.
Yeah.
And so on my flight from Minneapolis to all the connecting, I landed in Doha, Qatar.
Yeah.
Then that would take me to Nairobi.
Wow.
But the airport in Doha, just like your experience, it's all in Arabic. And I remember asking like what would be like the information area, right, where you can go, and I asked I was like, hey, like which terminal is going to like be the Nairobi terminal? And then they like looked at me, you know, they did that
Yo.
whole thing, and I just remembered to myself, oh my gosh, okay, how am I gonna, if I miss my flight, I am so screwed, because my
Right.
cell phone wasn't on.
That's what I'm saying, yo.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
SIM
I'm.
card.
Woo,
They don't know
that's the
about SIM
thing.
card.
So-
Y'all don't know.
So-
Y'all don't know.
So-
Yeah.
When I was traveling, we didn't have Messenger on Facebook. I had to get a Skype account.
What's Skype?
Y'all don't even know.
What's
Y'all
that?
don't even know.
Skype?
Yeah, I get a WhatsApp.
Y'all don't even know. I had to get a phone number and a plan
Yeah.
that I had to connect, and the Wi-Fi is not good when you abroad, y'all. Like, you dropping calls every 3 minutes. Like, y'all don't know. Like, things have advanced so much for y'all that y'all don't even have to experience the lag
Yeah.
of when somebody's visual and the words don't match up.
like the Asian movies.
Hey, stop that Asian. Stop
Okay,
that.
so to continue on with that experience, I remember saying to myself, whatever happens, happens. So I went and took a seat at just a random terminal, right? I took a seat, and there was a woman, a black woman, that came and sat down next to me. And
Come
in
on.
English, she was like, hi. And I was like, hi. And I was like, are you Kenya? She's like, yeah. And I go, and I started praying. And I was like,
Alhamdulillah.
thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Ero kamano nyasai. And, you know, then I told her what my deal was, and she's like, this is the right terminal to be at.
Woo.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And she knew where you were from when she came to say, yeah.
more than likely.
Yeah, of course.
So
She sat there.
and to this day, I didn't get her name.
Yeah.
But if you're watching, thank you. Because without that,
Book her a trip, bro.
Yeah. Let's not get carried away. Before we let you go, I got one question. Out
Sure.
of all the countries that you've been to, which
Yes.
one has been your favorite so far?
Okay.
And then same question to you as well after her.
I have a question too.
Okay.
But, I have to say Morocco has a special place in my heart. Specifically Marrakesh. That's my city. For those that don't know, Morocco is situated in North Africa, which is right underneath Spain. So, as like just a little GP, you don't speak English there. They don't know English. You don't speak Arabic. If you don't know Arabic, you can get by with Spanish. They know Spanish. And so I'm in Africa speaking Spanish. That shows you the globalization that's taking place. They understand Spanish more than they understand English. They will look at you like you're speaking Chinese if you speak English to these people. And you will run into people who got 9-10 languages. But I would say that the southern part of Morocco is my favorite by far.
Gotcha.
And there's a little on the map when they show you Morocco, they show this dotted line that separates the Sahara Desert to Morocco. In reality, that dotted line does not exist. You can literally go from one part of the country to the Sahara, and you won't even notice that you've crossed over. So I just wanted to give that as a GP. When you're understanding geography, when you see Haiti and the Dominican Republic, you see that dotted line. It doesn't exist in real life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's like bomb right there.
I see you. That's a Kush bar.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you, big dog?
This is always it's a very tough
Yeah.
question. I always gotta pick the motherland,
Yeah.
and Kenya has a special place in my heart. Wow. Shout out to number 90.
Yeah.
254.
254. I haven't been to coast yet. I want to go to coast,
Okay.
Mombasa next time I go.
Okay, Diani.
Yeah. Oh, so I see you know a little
Hey,
bit. you know?
that's me right there.
You know. So, but a close second for me has to be Colombia. Colombia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's super black there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Super.
Y'all,
Yeah.
are y'all sure y'all two didn't know each other?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't travel?
So I get that's the only place well, let me not say the only place because Cuba, Havana also has a very Afro.
Clap clap bravo.
Yes. So I think you guys see the theme here.
Yeah.
Of where
Yeah.
we like to travel. So those are a couple places that's in my top. I'm gonna add a couple more by the end of this year. So.
Let's go.
Okay. So my question, okay, y'all, when a African person invites you to their home, can you explain that to the diasporans because they don't know when they inviting you back to their home country? For black people, that's like screams kidnapping.
Ah.
So can you explain to them what it means?
When you say home, you mean like to their where they sleep at, or you mean like back home in Africa?
Back home in Africa,
Okay.
please.
I tell all my African American
Max.
friends this.
Max, don't embarrass me at the end of
Listen.
this show.
No, there's a lost and share for those that don't know. There's a particular African president,
He might be
and
from East Africa. Too.
and he might be from East Africa, and he was asked like, "Hey, how come you don't just pretty much just end your presidency and then just like
Retire.
retire?" And he's like, and then they added like, "Go home." And then he's like, "Go home where I sleep at." That's the inside joke.
But when I tell my African American friends, they will get more love than I will get back home.
That's what I was saying.
They look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean? They don't even like black people from here. But they don't understand that you've been to Kenya, you've been to well, this is gonna be your first time going to Ghana, but there's a huge influence of African American culture
In Africa.
in Africa. If you look at the Matatus in Nairobi, you'll see Jay-Z.
I
You see Hustle
seen
painted
Tupac on
You see
there.
what I'm
I
saying?
was shook it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Shook.
when they see you, when they meet someone from the States, that's the closest most of them will ever get to come into the States.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I don't want to say it's a reverence because that's a very extreme word,
Mm-hmm.
but
It's love.
It's love. Versus me, I'm just another African guy that went to America and I came back.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing special to them about that, you know, other than what I can do for them at the moment. You know? But what I say is you guys will get so much more love. You guys get, it's all love, to be honest.
Right.
You know.
Last question. Where's the best food?
He's the eater out of the.
So I'm
Where's the
going.
best? Hold on.
Okay.
Where's the best stew?
Oh my
You
gosh.
got it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's just gonna sound biased, man.
Go ahead, let's hear the nationalism.
And you
I
better say
say-
stew right.
But I say Kenya only because everybody has their own preference of what
That's how
they
it
like
starts.
in a stew. I say Kenya because our stew's not too spicy. If
Okay.
anything, it doesn't have any spice.
On everything, y'all, I was literally thinking like history. Like I was like, did the spice trade come through Kenya?
Nah, it went
Because
over.
I was like, the flavor is bland.
Oh, By the way, Kush Konvos podcast, we are a Pan-African podcast. This is a Pan-African
Straight up.
podcast.
Yes, but I was like, damn, the Indians, did they come
They
through?
over there too.
Did they come through with the spices?
They forgot that.
Because I was definitely like, yo, where is the flavor? I'm gonna tell you, Ochanda, I did not like ugali.
Come to
They
South-
tried to get me-
Okay,
they tried to get me on the
alright.
ugali.
Hey, come
I
to
was
South Sudan
like,
where we got all the flavor on deck. You know? 64 flavors on
you know
deck.
what? I was rocking with the Ethiopians.
Yeah.
Give me a veggie platter with the injera.
Addis is
I'm all
nice. You should check
day.
out Addis Ababa. Ethiopia is nice.
uh-huh.
Maybe that's a future Kush Konvos trip as well.
Okay,
right?
yeah, that'd be
I'll
dope
I'll
though.
probably be able to get on that one.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
you know they think I'm Habesha. I'm in there.
All
I
right.
hit that.
On a shoulder lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot. We would want you back for part 2, part
Okay.
3. Before we let you go, is there anything else that you want to tell our viewers, listeners out there?
Get engaged. Find out things for yourself. Stop going to a third and fourth and fifth party. These books that was written, you know, in our parents' age are no longer accurate. We have to see for ourselves. So come and get a first person perspective. Make up your own opinions. Form your own reservations. And start a new family tradition.
Let's go. And if I can say one last thing is, you talked about building a legacy, with repatriation and also just visiting, right? I want to let you know right now at this particular time, right now, there are young girls, and older girls as well, but at least a girl out there that's watching and listening to this and looking at you and being like, she started her own business. You run your own life. You have created your own narrative. And I want you to know how important that is.
Oh, thank you.
I have little sisters that are your complexion. And when they watch and see this episode, just like you, they ain't gonna worry about a job after college.
Okay. Amen. Can we bravo to us not worried about a job? Because that is oppressive, y'all. As a people,
Yeah.
we always got to be concerned about somebody's job.
Yeah.
Can we create our jobs going forward?
Yeah.
Please.
All right. Anything else that you wanna plug in your company one more time?
Audri's Getaway Travel has all your travel needs. No stock photos, real photos. We travel not to escape life, but so that life doesn't escape us.
Wow.
Come
That's
on.
a drop. Hey, that's a drop, right?
Wow.
Do you have an Instagram?
Yeah, social media.
On Instagram and Facebook. Follow us. Stay tuned.
And then you have a website, right, as well?
Working on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Please continue to come back. Wuriem, anything for the lady?
I'm just low-key hating kind of that I couldn't go to Ghana, but someone gotta take one for the team. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're Mr. Omaha,
I
right?
don't know. I gotta hold it down, man, for
That's
right now.
right.
So
Thank you for coming out. Man,
Yeah.
if you want to continue to communicate with Audri, go ahead and hit her at the social media handles below.
Yeah.
For Kush Konvos related, hit us on our social media handles. Of course, our email address below as well. My name is Ochanda. It's Wuriem. Thanks for watching.